I've got a problem with this leaning fence post. It's basically broken right at the bottom there. You can see where the wood is just eroded. So that's why the fence post is all sloping. It should be up there, but instead it's sloping. So we're going to have to see about fixing this post, which is joined on to the fence. This part of the fence is all broken off because it was just at an angle, and it just gradually came away from the post. So what I'll have to do is try and unscrew all these brackets. And then see if I can remove the post once the brackets are off. Trying to get these brackets off on this side now. That's off. And one down there. So, that's out. Right, I've got the post free from the fence panels. Let's see if I can just get this out of here. See what's blocking it. Okay, so I've got the post free of the fence panels, but there's still a bit of board, which is the gravel board, attached to it, so I'm going to have to undo that in order to be able to refit this post. Now, looking at the base of this post, you can see that that is all eroded. That should have been a complete section of post, but it's just completely eroded and rotted at the base, which is why it's so wobbly. So if we have a look down in the hole, you can see that is the metal spike which was hammered into the ground, and in there is just all rotten bits of wood. So all that's got to be cleaned out, and then the post will have to be cut off at the bottom and just made into a nice flat even end of post to go back into the hole. So I'm just going to cut the rotten bit off the end of that post and try and make it nice and flat on the bottom. Okay, let's have a look at that. That's not bad. It doesn't have to be a really fine cut, just basically to level off the end of the post that's going to go back into the hole. So there, got to try and get that back into the hole. So now if we look at the hole, obviously there's a lot of just rotten stuff in there that's all going to come out. Let's see how difficult this is to get out. Time getting all of this out of the hole. Right, I cleaned out most of the scraps from the hole. All that material came out. Some pieces of wood, but most of it's deteriorating into soil or compost. So there's the hole. Now we've got to see if we can get the post back into that hole. Well, that's going to need a sledgehammer or something very strong, like a piece of iron, to hit that back into the hole. It's not going to go in easily, but once it's in, hopefully it will stay erect. Well, I managed to hammer it down using this heavy iron weight on top. So that did the job of a sledgehammer. Let's have a look at the post. It's, I don't know if you can see that, it's looking pretty solid now, that post. So I think that's sufficient for it to be stable now. Obviously it's 10 times better than it was, because it was all wobbly, falling down. It looks like we're going to have to put a new panel in here, because that panel is so badly damaged that you know, it's beyond repair really. It just needs a new panel to go in this space here, which is going to be probably a 6 foot by 5 foot panel. But that's the posting, and the other post on the other side, that's pretty solid. In fact, that one is actually more wobbly than the one I've just put in fresh. So again, that one has a spike at the bottom, but that one seems to have lasted longer. It's a bit wobbly, but not too bad, so we'll leave that one as it is. So it just looks like we need a panel to go in that gap there. and that should do it.